Hello, I'm back. My name is Eric, and I'm your host in this series of videos on logic. And once again I'm sitting at my favorite beach, and the sun has completely gone down, and it's very nice. The weather is warm. We are in the middle of summer, yeah. And the only thing that I can complain is that there are too many mosquitoes, you know. And I swear, if a comet hits the Earth tomorrow morning, and the only thing that can survive is the mosquitoes, they just won't go away, would they? Anyway, so let's get back to this series of videos on logic. And in the last video, we already dealt with the propositional logic, yeah. So we learned the basic machinery in propositional logic. And so now the next step is to look at the basic machinery in the first order logic. So basically, first order logic builds on top of propositional logic, yeah. So just propositional logic, and then you add a quantifier, and then add some kind of relation, yeah. And so what I mean by that is that, for example, quantifier, that means, let's say I have some objects, yeah. So for example, here I have a basket. This is supposed to be a basket, and then there are some apples. Some of them are red apples, some of them are green apples, and then so a quantifier means that basically means you can count the objects. Like for example, here I can count that there are 2 red apples and there was 1 green apple. Yeah. So right there, that's a very simple application of a quantifier. Yeah. And then relation basically means that it's either equal to or not equal to or bigger than or less than, things like that, yeah. So for example, you can say that the number of red apples is bigger than the number of green apples, yeah. So that's a very simple illustration of relation, yeah. And then of course you can also use the basic machinery in propositional logic, yeah. Like for example, you can say that something is true or something is false, yeah. So for example, if I say that there are 2 red apples in this basket, then of course that statement is true, yeah. But if I say there are 3 green apples in this basket, then of course that statement is false, yeah. And then you can also use the conditional statements in propositional logic, Like for example, the if-then statement, like for example, if you say red apple is a kind of apple, and then a green apple is also a kind of apple, then so that's the first part of the if, if x then y, yeah. So x is that is the predicate that red apples are apple, green apples are apple, yeah. So that's the x part, and the y part is that there are 3 apples in this basket, yeah. So if you say if x then y, so that means if red apples are apple, green apples are also apple, then there are 3 apples in this basket, So in that sense, you can also use all those basic machinery in propositional logic, yeah. So of course, there are a lot more technical details in the complete description of first order logic, but that's not the purpose of this kind of video, In this kind of video, I just want to pique your interest in this topic, yeah. If you want to do further research, then it's up to you, yeah. All right, so in the next video, we're going to go to second order logic, and eventually we're going to tackle Gödel's theorem in the second order logic, yeah. That's the ultimate goal of this series of videos. All right, I'll see you in the next video on the second order logic. All right, see you, bye.